If a door appears in your house tonight, do not open it, even if you recognize it, especially if you recognize it. The first report came from a man living alone in a small apartment complex. Nothing unusual about him. No history of hallucinations. No documented mental illness. No substance use. At exactly 12:14 a.m., he woke up because of a sound. Not loud, not aggressive, just subtle. Wood moving against wood. A slow creaking noise, like a door opening somewhere inside the apartment. He assumed it was the bathroom, or maybe the kitchen cabinet. Something normal, something explainable. But when he got out of bed, he immediately realized something was wrong, because there was an extra door in the hallway. Not open, closed, standing between the bathroom and the living room wall. That space had always been empty. He knew that. He lived there for 6 years. There was no doorway there, no renovation, no hidden storage, nothing. And yet, there it was, perfectly fitted into the wall like it had always existed. Old wood, dark handle, no frame markings, no dust disturbance, just a door. Silent. Waiting. He stared at it for almost a minute before touching it, not because he was curious, because something about it felt familiar, not visually, emotionally. Like seeing a place from a dream you forgot years ago, the feeling disturbed him more than the door itself, because familiarity means memory, and he had no memory of this, only recognition. That's why he didn't open it. At least, not the first night. Three nights later, he installed a camera facing the hallway. External recording, cloud backup, multiple angles. He stayed awake this time, watching, waiting. Nothing. The hallway lights flickered once, just once, and the door was there. No appearance, no transition. One frame empty. Next frame. Door. As if the camera itself skipped the moment it arrived. He approached it slowly. Camera recording everything, microphone active. The footage shows him reaching for the handle, then stopping suddenly, completely still, head tilted slightly, listening. Then the audio changes. At first it sounds like interference, static, low distortion, but enhanced playback revealed something else. Whispering, very quiet, coming from behind the door. Not random words, specific sentences. Spoken softly, repeated, again and again. Don't let him open it. Not don't open it. Don't let him. As if the voice wasn't talking to him. As if it was talking to someone else. On the other side. After the footage was leaked internally, more reports appeared. Different cities. Different people. Same door. Always after midnight. Always inside the home. Never outside. And every description matched perfectly. Dark wood, old handle, no visible hinges. The strangest detail was consistency. People described the same emotional response before opening it. Recognition, not curiosity, not confusion. Recognition, like the mind already knew what the door was before seeing it. One subject finally opened it, just slightly, less than an inch. The interview afterward lasted only 4 minutes, because he couldn't maintain focus long enough to continue speaking. He kept staring at corners, reflections, dark spaces, as if expecting movement. He said there was no room behind the door, no hallway, no darkness, Just another apartment, identical to his own. Same furniture, same lights, same layout, but slightly wrong. The clocks were different, the air felt heavier, and someone was standing in the hallway, watching him, not moving, not speaking, just standing there, wearing his face. After that report, the investigation changed completely, because it was no longer treated as an anomaly. It became containment. Researchers began comparing details between witnesses. Patterns formed immediately. Everyone who opened the door described the same thing. The other version never moved first. It only watched, waiting, studying, learning. One witness claimed the copy smiled after exactly 30 seconds. Another said it whispered something before the door slammed shut. But every testimony shared one final detail. The double always looked exhausted, not injured, not monstrous, tired, like it had been waiting for a very long time. One researcher proposed a theory they refused to document officially. The door was not creating duplicates. It was connecting them. Two versions, two realities, separated by a single choice somewhere in the past. And every night after midnight, the distance between them became thinner. The final, controlled test ended the project permanently. A subject volunteered to keep the door open. No interruptions. Continuous observation. 4 cameras. Medical monitoring. Live audio. At 12:14 a.m., the door appeared. The subject opened it fully and stood face to face with the other version. The recording shows both of them staring at each other for almost 2 minutes. No movement. No sound. Then, simultaneously, they stepped forward. The cameras failed instantly. All feeds lost. Audio distortion flooded the system. The backup power activated 17 seconds later. The room was empty. Door gone. Subject missing. No sign of forced exit. No biological residue. Nothing. Except for one detail. The apartment layout had changed. Slightly. One wall measured shorter than before, by exactly the width of a doorway. The final report was never released publicly. Only fragments survived, most of them corrupted, incomplete, unreadable. But one sentence remained intact across every recovered copy. If the door appears again, do not assume you are the original. No explanation followed that line. No clarification. Only silence. Because by then, they understood the real danger. The thing behind the door wasn't trying to enter your world. It was trying to determine which version belonged there. And if you're hearing this now, late at night, inside your room, pay attention to the hallway, especially after midnight. Because if you hear wood moving against wood, slowly, softly, then the door has already appeared. And whatever is standing behind it already knows your face.